The Russell makes new highs again. The fear is gone. What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard to Bubba's Daily Update. And once again, the Russell made new highs. Dow was up about 300. S&P was up, but the Dow was much stronger than the S&P because of Boeing and Caterpillar. But that's how the markets work, and that's how the markets trade. And as we said about a week or so ago, we were going to neutral because we were breaking out of the top end of the consolidation range. And there's no reason to try to fight this market. If you're going to trade this market right now, the general indices, it would be foolish to try to short them here. You can only be a buyer or you can be an observer. So you want to look for a pullback to buy and support, or you want to observe and wait till we get a good footprint that says that maybe the sell is coming back. But for now, the markets are moving their way higher, and there's no reason to get in the way of what they're doing. Volume is pathetic. The VIX now, however, was not down as much today as you might have thought based on a 300-point up move. It was only down like 26 cents. Now, one reason is it's been collapsed, so that might be part of it, but also it might mean that there's probably going to be some selling in the next day or two, and I would expect it. Again, it's not that I'm looking for a change. I think the selling will give you an opportunity to step in and buy if that's the side you want to be on right now, and that's what I would be looking for, is an opportunity to step in. We had obviously the China deal is the reason being given for the big explosion, and certainly that didn't hurt by not bringing in some new money. I mean, we saw it. They're going to work out a trade deal, which we've said here from the beginning. We have said on Bubba's Daily Update that they were going to work this deal out. There wasn't ever a doubt that there was going to be a problem. And just to be more on top of it, is the grain markets were telling you there was not a problem. Other than soybeans, which we were concerned about for months, everything else was going higher. So they were telling you that there wasn't going to be a problem, and they weren't worried about it, and that's exactly what happened. So we saw today soybeans were up about 24 cents. Wheat was lower, but wheat had such a big week last week that it was no surprise. In fact, I wrote over the weekend that wheat should probably sell off, and sure enough that it did. Corn was a little bit higher. The meats, cattle and feeders were both up pretty good. Fats actually got up at limit at one time. Feeders were up and steady. Hogs remain in that consolidation range, a little bit weaker today. Bonds a little bit higher, dropping the 10-year a little bit, but again, we still think the same thing. The dollar and the 10-year will be the black swan. The dollar was up big, made new recent highs, sold off a little bit, actually closed lower on the day. Could be a reversal for a time being. We'll see how that trades out. Gold opened down right near our target, 1281. Our target's 1280, popped up and actually ended up on the day. Oil continues to be obviously punishing me personally, but it is what it is right now. That's why we're saying to be, if you're going to trade this, you got to be very cautious, because right now it's going higher. We have a lot of people talking their book, a lot of people trying to push it higher. The backwardation formation still exists. So to me, it's still a sale. But again, it's very painful if you're going to short, and you got to be willing to get out and look for a spot to re-enter, because what we see here is that they can't get the fear out of the market, and that just is shown by the overprice in July versus August versus September and so on. But at the end of the day, markets are quiet. There's not a lot to do. There's not a lot of volatility. It's a great time to sit back and observe. You do have the FOMC minutes, which who cares, but they're going to be out on Wednesday. I'm sure the markets will move off of those. You've got Memorial Day week coming here, so it's going to be a quiet week anyways. So there's a lot of reasons to be on the sidelines watching versus jumping in and trying to figure everything out here. I'm looking at, I would expect to see a bounce in the euro currency. I would expect to see an extended bounce in gold for a while here. Again, these are going to try to relieve oversold conditions. So not that I'm bullish to these things, but I expect to see some higher prices, and then we will evaluate them. The cryptocurrencies were a little bit higher as we continue to move forward. And again, we think that they've made higher lows, and they're going much higher as they go. They'll trade like any other market, and we'll look to see what that's going to bring. But really, the whole story is markets are just extremely quiet, no trade, nothing to go on. There's no fear left in the market. Once again, we have built all this into that we don't have to worry about it. And that's always something that you should be worried about, right? It's, if you remember the movie The Firm, they don't pay me to worry. It's what I'm not supposed to worry about that I need to worry about. And again, we're saying very, very clearly, It's a great market to sit on the sidelines and observe. There's a few trades. Look for spot trades. Don't look to be crazy on anything. There is no reason to get oversized in a market that is as dull and as quiet as this one. There's going to be some action. When, we don't know, but we're going to continue to watch and sit on the sidelines and let the markets trade. Again, we will make spot plays. I mean, just for example, that we were long some of the euro currency ETF today. So we'll see how that all trades out. I mean, you're seeing some big action. Boeing and Caterpillar are responsible for a big amount of the Dow move. But hey, it is what it is. Again, we don't care why. All we care about is what the market footprint tells us, and that's what you have to focus on when you're watching these markets. So for us, we're going to call it neutral, sit on the sidelines, but certainly if you're going to trade this, you cannot trade this on the short side right now. The markets don't warrant a short side trade here. That's the way I see it. This is Bubba's Daily Update. Remember our high school investing program, highschoolinvesting.com. Check out the curriculum. Check it out. See if you want to help us out. If you'd like to, go to Patreon, patreon.com/Bubba Trading. And also, don't forget to get the Bubba Show every single day, 4 to 5 Eastern at libertytalk.fm. As always, I thank you for being here. We'll see you back here tomorrow with Bubba's Daily Update. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.